It's time for dinner.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
From the creative mind of Scott Bertelson, after 4 decades of teaching our impressionable youth,
The dinner bell.
you are invited to enjoy conversational morsels for the mind at Mr. B's dinner party.
Yeah, dinner.
Hello? Who's that knocking at the door? Well, you know who it is. That's right, my happy podcast friends. It's Mr. B, and welcome.
Mr. B's got a table so wide. Pull up a chair, let your worries slide. School days, tales, and a movie or two. He's serving up wisdom with a side of stew. Belly up to the table, my friend. The feast of thought will never end. From travels far to a spiritual climb. Morsels of musing served in rhyme.
Oh, my happy friends, I've been away for a couple weeks. I went to the wonderful Caribbean with my brother on a cruise, and I didn't fall off the ship. I guess that's a plus, or is it? I'm not sure. I'm going to give you a rundown on my trip, because I normally do that when I go somewhere. Not that you're interested, but this is just all from me. So let's just jump right in, barely up to the table, and welcome to Mr. B's dinner party.
Come along with Mr. B. Every road and river, every shining sea. Travel high, travel low, there's so much to see. Come along with Mr. B.
Okay, happy friends. I went on a cruise the first part of February. It was a 7-day trip, and I went to Belize, and I went to Cozumel and Roatan. And very enjoyable. It was a great way to get out of this winter savage weather. And so my brother and I decided we would maybe go again because we love cruising. We love getting on a ship. We love somebody cooking for us. We love somebody taking care of our rooms. We love all of that. We love being pampered. So we left the very last part of April, and we flew to Orlando, Florida. And there we got on our Princess Caribbean ship, or known as the Caribbean Princess. And that's the cruise line that I've been on for quite some time. I really enjoy it. I love the hospitality. Everybody's so friendly. It's just a great way to relax. And yes, there's a lot of water. And I've talked to a lot of people who say, oh, I couldn't go on a cruise because I don't want to be surrounded by water and I can't see land. Okay, I get that, but that doesn't bother me. So my life is in God's hands. So when it's my time, he'll take care of me, whether I'm on land or whether I'm on water. So anyway, we got on the ship. And the first day was a Tuesday, and we got to our rooms, and we met our steward, and then, of course, we ate. That is a very vital thing, but I was abstinent the whole trip. Yay! Yay! I ate all my appropriate foods. I did not eat anything that wasn't part of my program, and I didn't feel deprived, and I felt very, very happy. Happy. But there was such a variety of food. Then we had the Bon Voyage, and they were dancing and having fun. And then I believe we had, the next day, we went to a little island, and I don't know the name of it because I'm 67. And it was just a stop where you could get off the ship and go to a beach. There wasn't any really sightseeing. It was one of the islands that was the cruise line's own that you can go to just for relaxation, to get some sun, to get into the ocean, to drink, to eat, la-di-da, la-di-da. So got off the ship, tendered to the shore, and my brother didn't want to go. He's not at all interested in that. My brother and I are very, very different, but yet we're very much alike. But the great joy of traveling with my brother is that he's very independent. We don't have to be connected at the hip, and he can do what he wants to do, and I do what I want to do. So anyway, I went on to the island, and I waded in the water and got a little sun. I do mean little because I burn like a French fry that's been kept in the oil too long. And what kind of analogy was that? But anyway, I then was tendered back to the ship. So anyway, then we had a sea day, and then we arrived at the first of our places, and that was Aruba. Maybe you've heard of Aruba. Aruba is in the southern Caribbean, just off the coast of Venezuela. It's 69 square miles. It has about 110 residents. The language is largely English and Spanish. The climate is hot. Was it hot when we were there the whole 2 weeks? Yes, it was hot. Was it humid? Yes, it was humid. Was it still enjoyable? Yes, absolutely. One thing about Aruba, if you're going to this island to see lush greenery, you won't see it. The standing joke for me was a lot of bare land and cactus. Very dry, very, very dry. We took an excursion. We went to a church. We did some other sightseeing things on the island. The tour took about 3 hours, I guess. The land is largely flat with some hills, but the beaches, the beaches have white sand and blue water. Oh my goodness. Just like sitting in a hammock in heaven on the beach with the white sand and the blue water. Oh, it was just amazing. It largely survives on tourism, and normally the temperature is about 82 degrees every day. We were just getting into the hot season. We went on our cruise largely at the end of the tourist season. People normally go in the winter months to go there, but we decided to go when we did. So that was our first stop. Then on our Caribbean adventure, we went to Curacao, Curacao, which is also another island. It's part of the ABC Islands, Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. And Curacao is a Dutch Caribbean island known for its beautiful, wonderful beaches and its coral reefs. So if you like to snorkel, swim, go out on the water, it's a great place to go. So is Aruba. Aruba is well known for its great, massive hotels, which I saw. People like to come there to sit on the beach and go snorkeling, swimming, that type of thing. The capital is Willemstad. The official language is Dutch and English. It's part of South America. And it was a great place to go. We went on a tour, and we saw the beaches. We saw the crystal clear, beautiful waters, and saw some other sights while we were there. One thing you have to remember when you go on a cruise, that you only allotted so much time. So we normally docked. This one we could dock right at the island, as with Aruba, and you could walk off the ship. And you're normally given, depending on the venue, maybe up to 8 hours for you to go do your excursions, eat, spend gobs of money, which they want you to do. This is what they largely base their fortune on in these islands is tourism. So it's very important. It is 37 miles north of the coast of Venezuela. It was first visited by Europeans in 1499 and was settled by the Spanish and later by the Dutch, who established it as a major center of trade for the Dutch West India Company. So the island provided a special advantage for the Dutch. It's one of the finest natural harbors in the West Indies. And it has remained in Dutch hands since 1816. So you saw a lot of Dutch architecture there, whatever that would be, very colorful, very ornate buildings. It was a great place to go. Then the next day, to complete our ABC adventure, we didn't go in order. We went to Bonaire, Bonaire, which is a Caribbean diving and tourist destination. And it is a municipality, as the other two islands, of the Netherlands. Once again, like Aruba and Curacao, it is known for its vibrant coral reefs and many places for diving and, of course, the wonderful beaches. It is outside the main hurricane belt. And when you are in Bonaire, if you love to, as I said before, snorkel, swim, sit on the beach, this is the place to go. It's a paradise for nature lovers and adventure seekers. Now, do I snorkel? No. Do I go into the water? Yes. Do the waves knock me down? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. But I don't spend excessive time there. They have lots of mangrove trees, and mangroves is really fun to eat. I've had it before. You can do land sailing while you're there. You can charter a fishing trip if you want to. They have a national park. Lots of fun things. So the basic theme here is water, water, water. Relax, relax, relax. Get hot and sweat. Then for our Caribbean adventure, we went to St. Martin, which is separated into two separate countries. You have the French side called Saint, S-I-I-N-T Martin, and the southern Dutch side, which is Sint Martin, S-I-N-T. It has, of course, and all these islands have this, resorts, private resorts, beaches, secluded coves, vibrant nightlife, lots of shopping. It's 34 square miles. The predominant language spoken is French and Dutch, with some Indian, Latino, Chinese. It is a great place to go. And we had a wonderful tour guide, and he took us to some beaches, and we got to see some wonderful sights on the island, and it was much greener, much, much greener than the ABC Islands. And so that made it so much more, in my estimation, enjoyable. So of all the islands up to that point, that was the one that I enjoyed the most. And so you could go on a tour while you're there. You can snorkel. Lots of sea turtles there that you can see. There's distilleries you can go to. You can do so many wonderful things while you're here. go on a catamaran. So anyway, love St. Martin. Oh, we weren't done then yet, my happy Caribbean friends. Then we went to San Juan, which is Puerto Rico's capital and largest city. And it sits on the island's Atlantic coast. It's you had the opportunity there to go to Old San Juan, which is cobblestones, colorful Spanish colonial buildings. I went there. We didn't have a lot of time in San Juan. I think we had to be on the ship by 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I'm not sure why. We went to a massive fortress that in the past was used to see if anybody was coming to invade Puerto Rico. It was named after John the Baptist, and it is a part of the United States. The major language that's spoken there, of course, is Spanish. They do have their own government. They do not vote here for the president and for the senators and the representatives. They have their own flag, and they have that right to govern as they want to. What I really enjoyed about it is that we took a bus trip into the rainforest. Took about 45 minutes to get there. Very intense foliage. Rains all the time. We got rain down for about 10 minutes and then it stopped. Just superb waterfalls to look at. It was just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And then, like I said, I had mentioned earlier, then we went to a fort that was built hundreds of years ago and could see the whole outlay of the city from its high vantage point. And it was a hot day that day. Holy moly. It was really good to get back to that air-conditioned bus. But highly enjoyable. Really enjoyed it. Hope to maybe in the future go again to San Juan. Oh, but no, we're not done yet, friends. Oh, no, we're not. Then, finally, we went to Amber Cove, which is a cruise port on the northern coast of the Dominican Republic. And this was near the city Puerto Plata. And I took a tour bus trip on this island. My brother didn't go. It has so many wonderful beaches. When we got there, they took us downtown to Puerto Plata. We went to a place that they made jewelry. We went to a coffee house where they had some of the most delicious coffee. And, of course, I had to buy some. Haven't dove into that yet. And then we had, on this excursion, we had about 2 hours at a private beach. And I walked on the beach. I had a canopy. We had waiters. I had a non-liquor pina colada, which was so delicious. One of the best drinks I've ever had. And really enjoyed the ocean. And so that was a great way to end our land excursions on this trip. Now, what about the cruise? Oh, we had such great entertainment. They have a huge theater on the ship. We heard singers. We saw jugglers. We saw acrobats. We saw pianists play. We saw production shows with dancers and singers and special effects. Then there are many lounges around the ship where you can hear pianists, people playing in a combo, violinists. You run the gamut. And also, the beauty of a cruise is that when you are in your room, you have a chance to watch a number of films that they have that you can choose from, TV shows. You can watch some live television, some news channels on the ship. And the steward comes in the morning and makes your bed and cleans the room and gets everything ready, and then comes back again at night. So you really, really, really get pampered. Now, people say to me, do you rock back and forth on the ship? There was very, 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 very little of that on this ship. The waters were very calm. I noticed one night while sleeping that I rocked a little bit, but otherwise didn't notice it at all. And there's lots of other activities on this ship. They have lots of game shows you can participate in, trivia, bingo, karaoke, lots of activities. You can watch movies under the stars on their big, big screen at the top of the ship. Lots of things to do. So, never a boring moment. Now, I'm ready, though, my smart ones and my friends who like to travel, to go other places now. I will be going to Europe in mid-June. Maybe by the time this is on, I'll be in Europe. Also, I'm going to Long Island at the end of July to see my really good friend. And I don't know when I'll get on a cruise ship again. When I'm ready to be bitten by the bug, then I'll inquire and then I'll look into it. There was I must say, finally, that there was a great, great spiritual group on the ship called Friends of Bill W. Bill W. was the founder of Alcoholics Anonymous. And in this group, I met people from all over the country and the world with the same addiction or the same problem with an addiction. Largely, their addiction was alcohol, whereas mine is food. And we got together every day for an hour and talked about our strengths, our character defects, our reliance on a higher power. It really, really, really enhanced my trip. So I'm so grateful for that. So there's so much more I could tell you about the trip, but those are the highlights. The islands, what we did, what it was like on the ship. And there's lots of cruise lines that you can check out. And if you've never cruised before, I suggest it. I mean, it's like a motel on water, except that you get much better service. I think this ship had about 2,600 people on it. And the support staff comes from, I think they said 72 different countries. It's just amazing. It's a great cultural experience with the wait staff and the passengers from all over the world. The majority of the people were from the United States, but there were also a great number of people from other countries, including Canada. Oh, we also had comedians on the ship. I listened to, I believe, 3 comedians, and that's all I'll say about that. So not every trip is perfect. So anyway, I guess humor is in the eye of the beholder. Okay. So anyway, thank you for listening, and think about it. Go to a cruise site, check it out, talk to a travel agent, or talk to me. I've done a number of cruises, and next time I would like to cruise somewhere in Europe. So we'll see where the winds take me.
Travel high, travel low. There's so much to see. Come along, come along, come along, come along. Mr. B, every road and river, every shining sea. Travel high, travel low. There's so much to see. Come along, come along, come along, come along, come along, come along with Mr. B. Let's go.
I listen to it in the morning when I'm getting ready for the day, and I am also in love with your new theme music. I sing and dance while I'm getting ready. Keep up the good work.
favorite writer's favorite lines. He made them feel like friends. 40 years of showing up and making young hearts bend. One more page, one more spark, he could find a door in the dark. Read with Mr. B, read with Mr. B. 40 years Candy Creek. What sticks, what grows, what sets you free. Read with Mr. B, read with Mr. B. You don't just learn to read.
Over Christmas, my happy friends, I saw the movie The Housemaid, and I saw it again on the ship. And I don't know if I've really talked about The Housemaid. If I have, I apologize because I surely don't want to repeat the same information. But since I have the brain span of a gnat, I may have talked about it. But anyway, I would like to introduce my Critics Corner when it comes to authors, fiction writers. And I would like to highlight Frida McFadden, Freida McFadden. I have really become, excited about her fiction. It's fast reading. I read 2 of her novels on the ship. I could have read more. I've got 2 more that I ordered. She's written way more than that. She is the one who wrote The Housemaid, that movie that was quite popular with Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried, which is just an absolutely crazy, crazy story, and very funny, very sad, just very out there. And I found from the 2 novels that I've read that her stories are out there a little bit. I read a story about a woman who has amnesia, and every day she wakes up and she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't recognize her husband. She doesn't recognize her friends. She doesn't remember anything from the day before. The book is called Do You Remember? And on the cover it says, who do you believe when you've forgotten your life? And, of course, there's way more to the story than that, but I'm not going to tell you. I don't want to give it away. But you can read this in, I would say, 3-4 hours. The chapters are short, move very, very quickly. It's highly digestible. Is it out there? Absolutely. Is it entertaining? Yes, it is. So I'm going to do much more talking about that. Then there was a book that I read called, I can't find it right now. But here are some of the other books that she has written. Do You Remember? Do Not Disturb, The Locked Door. And I'm hoping to read all of these books, either in my public library or I'm going to order them online. Want to Know a Secret? One by One, The Wife Upstairs, The Perfect Son, The Ex, Baby City, Brain Damage, Suicide Med, The Devil Wears Scrubs, and The Devil You Know. And, of course, The Housemaid. The Housemaid is a story of twists and turns. What I like about her as a writer is that she always gives a cliffhanger sentence, so to speak, at the end of each chapter that makes you want to keep reading on. You don't want to put the book down. You want to know what's happening next. And great surprises at the end of the story. If you think you've got it figured out, you don't. And I give her a lot of credit. I think recently she just, so to speak, came out and let everybody know that I think Frida McFadden is a surgeon and she writes books on the side. So I think this woman's doing quite well financially. So I would suggest if you're looking for something light, great summer reading, really works well for sitting on the beach or sitting on your deck with a cool drink in your hand, I would suggest Frida McFadden. And you could order her books online. You can maybe borrow them from somebody or go to a bookstore and get immersed in her, could I say, twisted, quirky world. I love the paths that these books take off the beaten track. Frida McFadden.
And this much I believe, a good one leaves a shelf of light for the rest of us to read. Read with Mr. B. Read with Mr. B. 40 years can decree what sticks, what grows, what sets you free. Read with Mr. B. Read with Mr. B. You don't just learn to read, you learn to see.
Let's have a seat round the proverbial table
Would you like to say grace?
with a nod to our higher power and Mr. B's spiritual journey.
Okay, my spiritual friends, we have been going through the 12 steps. We have finished with step 4, which is filling out your inventory. Something that's very related to that is step 5, which is admitted to God, to ourselves, and another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. And this is how the reading goes. Throughout our lives, many of us have felt isolated from other people. We felt that we were outsiders, and we acted this feeling in many ways. Some of us by being shy, others by being arrogant or belligerent, others by playing the clown. No matter how we acted, however, deep down, we felt alone and apart. Now looking at the 5th step, we see something we can do, a positive action which we can take to end our isolation. By the time we reach this point, many of us have already feeling less alone. We've learned to accept the loving welcome we found and to be part of a food addicts fellowship. We've talked with others over the phone, discussed our lives in depth with our sponsors. We've begun to make true friends, friends with whom we can speak honestly. Perhaps it's become easy to share about how we too acted while we were eating compulsively. On a deeper level, however, we probably realize that there is still much of ourselves we haven't shared. This is natural. Few of us have ever done a moral inventory before we joined, and our 4-step inventory brought us new insights and understandings. By the time we've completed the 4th step, most of us feel ready to move ahead quickly with step 5. We want to be free of the resentments, guilt, and shame rooted in the past. And we realize that sharing the depths of our past with another human being is an important step toward freedom. Once we've taken this step, we will no longer have anything to hide. This is the beginning of the end of our isolation. Step 5 begins with our higher power. Most of us find that without the help of a power greater than ourselves, we are incapable of complete honesty about the mistakes we have made. It is human nature to cling to the illusion that we have done no wrong, and through years of compulsive eating, we have become experts at rationalization. Now, with God's help, we leave rationalization behind and begin to practice integrity. We face the reality of our mistakes. We see the part we ourselves have played in creating our own misfortunes, and we realize the futility of continuing to blame others for our compulsive eating and our unmanageable lives. In step 5, we are learning a new way of life. From now on, we will readily acknowledge our wrongs instead of seeking to hide them from others. A humble admission of our mistakes to God is our first step in this direction. We willingly open our hearts so that a life-changing power can come in and heal us. We go back over our 4-step inventory, acknowledging each truth about our past behavior, no matter how painful or embarrassing. In acknowledging these wrongs to God, we begin at last to acknowledge them to ourselves too. We admit to ourselves who we are and what we have done. As we do this, we gain new hope. We start to feel that we can be forgiven and begin life anew with a clean slate. Once we have made the admission to God and to ourselves, we may feel we have fully dealt with our past. What need is there, we may ask, to air our dirty laundry in front of another person? Won't this self-revelation simply humiliate us and further lower our already low self-esteem? In practice, step 5 has the opposite effect. When we actually do our 5th step with another human being, we found that we are humbled without being humiliated. Many of us have always felt that we had to be better than anyone else or we were no good at all. Through the 5th step process, we begin to see reality. All our striving to get ahead has been useless. We are neither above nor below the rest of the human race. We are a part of it, shaped by the same needs and desires as all our fellows. Those of us who have belittled ourselves or felt we are worse than others also gain a new perspective. In talking honestly with another person about ourselves, we begin to feel a sense of relief. Someone knows all about us and still accepts us unconditionally. We begin to forgive ourselves and see ourselves as capable, strong, and honest. And so we are, in taking step 5, we prove to ourselves capable of accomplishing a difficult task and strong enough to be completely honest with another human being. And I will do part 2 next time for step 5. I would share with you when I did my step 5 with my sponsor. It was over a number of days. I was very frightened to do it because I admitted some things verbally to him that I was ashamed of, that I was not really wanting to tell anybody because people would think that I was not a good person. And I know that I am. I know I'm a child of God. We all are. But what I found miraculous, as I just shared in the reading, is when I shared with my sponsor, there was absolutely no judgment. None. I simply voiced it, and I could feel the shame lifting. It was a miracle. And so when I was in my group on the ship, I shared some things there that would I share with friends at a dinner party or at lunch or something? No, I would not. I only trust largely the fellowship of people in this program. In a room, these people never judge. These people listen. These people understand. And they are vital to me in keeping my sobriety, my abstinence from food, from dangerous foods. And here I am. I think it was the second day I was with the group, and I was telling them things about some items that I shared with my sponsor when I went through the 4th step and 5th step that I had never told other people. And I had not even really met these people. Is that risk-taking? Absolutely. Did I feel safe in doing it? I most assuredly did. But it's crucially important that you voice it to somebody. I have a sponsee right now that he's working through his 4th step. And when he gets that done, Then we're going to sit down and he's going to share what he has learned about himself. Secrets, things that he's ashamed about, that he needs to let go of. Because nobody is perfect. And so do I have a right to judge him? Absolutely not. But by him voicing it to me or some other person, and you could choose anybody you want, anybody you trust, you are releasing all those desires in you that make you want to overeat or drink or gamble or whatever the addiction would be. It's all based in spirituality. You give it all over to a higher power and you say, I'm rid of it. I'm done with it. I'm not going to harbor it. I'm not going to use it as an excuse to binge. So step 5 is vital. You have to do it. Absolutely have to do it. When I did my step 5, I called my ex-wife. Was I nervous? Was I scared? Absolutely. Did I have to do it? Yes, I did. Because I had to make amends for my wrongs in the marriage. And believe me, I was wrong in many situations. And when you do it, you don't necessarily have to expect any kind of response for somebody to say, oh, you're forgiven, that's okay. That's not why you do it. You do it to clean up your side of the street. However that person might respond, you never know. It might be positive. It may be negative. And if you feel it's going to cause more harm, then don't do it. But I felt compelled to do this, and I'm so glad I did. Does that mean that we've become best friends since then? No, not at all. But I think that we respect each other. Did she make amends? No, that's not part of it. She did not apologize for anything. That's her business. I did what I was supposed to do. So step 5, my great spiritual friends, is the cornerstone of turning the corner. Does that phrase make sense? Anyway, to achieving lifelong abstinence, 24 hours at a time, one day at a time.
Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to the Sunny Side of Life Bible in a Year experience. Join me each day as I read the Bible from start to finish. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. These are the instructions for the guilt offering. If you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully keep all his commands that I am giving you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations of the world. Do you really think these men are coming here to honor your father? No. Fire flashed down from heaven and burned up the burnt offerings and sacrifices. Listen to me, you who have understanding. Everyone knows that God doesn't sin. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. He tore his clothes and put on burlap and went into the temple of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says to Israel. How long, O Lord, must I call for help? The Word was with God, and the Word was God. But by Jesus Christ himself and by God the Father, who raised Jesus from the dead, he who is the faithful witness to all these things says, yes, I am coming soon. Amen. Come, Lord Jesus. May the grace of the Lord Jesus be with God's holy people. Its own podcast, January 1st through December 31st. Every year, the Sunny Side of Life Bible in a Year experience. For free from Sunnyside Farm Studios. I pray this daily reading will bless you as much as it does me. So let's get started. And now, School Days with Mr. B.
Fellow friends, I was a public school educator for 39 years. I've been in retirement for 6 years, and I've been doing a lot of subbing during that time. And I find that I have many times ample opportunity to sub all I want in May. Now, this changes from year to year. This year, I took a 2-week hiatus and went on vacation, and I've done that before. But I find many times that teachers in May use their personal days, or they have other venues, or maybe they need mental health days. Oh, well, yes, mental health days. May, I remember, as a public teacher, was crazy. The end of the semester, graduations, concerts, special events, grading, banging your head against the wall. The kids have checked out. Many of them had checked out probably the second week of October. And it just gets worse. And then the weather gets nice, and that makes it even harder. So if you are telling yourself that teachers don't count the days to get out, I think you're fooling yourself. I think they do. I know I did, even though I love teaching. I did find an article written by a high school English teacher about what it's like to teach in May. And I would just like to read some of the highlights of it because it really represents what I've went through as an English teacher. And it starts this way. With apologies to those teachers in year-round schools or whose traditional school calendar still extends into June, I think May is the cruelest month for teachers. Eliot's opening line for The Wasteland makes a strong impression because it undercuts our positive associations with April and springtime and lilacs. How could they be cruel? And what's wrong with memory and desire? Teachers understand the cruelty of springtime. It's just too much, especially May. May is the month of looking back. Year-end projects give our students opportunity to show what they've learned, to celebrate growth. Portfolios are assembled. We take stock of the students' progress, reflecting on the year that's about to end. As we begin cleaning up, each bulletin board and folder and box reminds us of the work we've done. Yearbooks arrive, final assessments, final exams, graduations, celebrating retired colleagues, so many different things. But May is also the month of looking ahead. We have next year's class list, teaching assignments, subject to change, classroom shifts, staffing developments, modifying lesson and unit plans for next year. Summer plans, personal and professional, need to be finalized. We need to look at new curriculum and review it. New hires are already identified in some cases. And May is the month, which I personally believe, of holding on. We're holding on to students and classes for whom we've developed such an affection. We're holding on to ambitions that we still might get through this final unit, complete that final project. We're holding on to whatever rules and routines help maintain order when everyone is feeling anxious. We're grabbing at the loose ends, hoping to tie up a coherent conclusion. We're holding on to our sense of humor and hopefully our sanity. May is also the month of letting go. Students are about to move on to the next grade, the next phase of life. We look down the rosters name by name, let them go with a sense of pride and satisfaction what we've accomplished together. But in some cases, letting go has a bitter and disappointing feel. Maybe we realize we haven't met our goals with every student. Also, May is the month of chaos. Days are getting longer, hotter. Schools are taking standardized tests. Stress builds up among students, parents, and teachers, all mindful of how few days remain. Few opportunities for students to complete work and raise their grade. Lack of time for teachers to assess and return work. Each day seems to bring a final something. Final chance to submit makeup work, final performance, final game, final publication, final exam, last day to return library books, retrieve items in the lost and found. Maybe you have an AP exam. Maybe you have prom in May. Maybe you have the senior ditch day. I've experienced that. Field trips, class picnics, coffees, luncheons to thank teachers and volunteers. So many different things. May is a cruelest month, full of dread and delight, energizing and exhausting. Well, thank you, David Cohen, for that article, because that really represents how I feel about May. It's a whole conglomeration of different things. But the ultimate is the excitement of students having learned in your classroom and moving on to the next level. Sometimes it's very hard to let go when you have developed such great relationships with your students. But you also need the summertime to relax, to refill the well, to regather that energy that you had at the start of the year, and now your well is dry. So, May is exhausting for an educator and also energizing.
Don't you forget this.
For the next course, come one, come all. Nothing spoiled here. From comfort classics to what's hot now. Film reviews from Mr. B's Rewatchables.
My friends, I spent some time in my room on my wonderful relaxing cruise, reading and watching television. And they had quite the, here we go, plethora, ding, 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 of movies to choose from. Lots of categories. Very much my own Tubi or Netflix right on the ship. So I'm going to talk about 3 different movies today that I saw and just give you a very capsule comment about whether I recommend it or not. But you've got to be the one to decide for yourself. The first one that I saw, not necessarily in any order, is Die Darling. And that has Jennifer Lawrence in it. It came out, I believe, at the start of this last year. And Robert Pattinson, who was in the Twilight series. And it's a story about a young lady and her husband who live in the city. I'll just give you some of the highlights. And then decide to move into the country, to a very isolated home in the country. And she becomes pregnant and has a child. Unfortunately, she starts to suffer from postpartum depression. And it simply escalates and escalates and escalates. And this is not one of those films that is a really what we call feel-good, happy movie. You start to experience her bizarre world of her behavior, how she treats her husband, find out what kind of childhood she had, all these things. And it's very dark and depressing. And the ending is very dark and rather ambiguous. My brother and I both watched it. I'm not going to tell you what the ending is. You find out for yourself. But it could be interpreted in many different ways. But I do believe that Jennifer Lawrence is one of our greatest actresses today. She was in The Hunger Games and many other films. And I think she's absolutely superb in this movie. And so is Robert Pattinson. So if you like something that's dark, I recommend Die Darling. Then I was in a whimsical mood, and I wanted to watch Strangers Part 3. Now, I'm a huge fan of the original Strangers movie, which came out a number of years ago with Liv Tyler in it, about a couple in an isolated home who get a knock at the door in the middle of the night asking if Rachel is there or something. And then they are terrorized by 3 strangers with masks throughout the evening. It is really, really scary and absolutely not a story that has a reason why they're attacking them. They're just there, and that's what they do. Well, they decided a couple years ago to make it into a 3-part story, and I just wasted about an hour and a half watching this. It was terrible. I've seen some of the Strangers Part 1. I've not seen any of Strangers Part 2, and I suffered through Strangers Part 3, which supposedly brought a finality to it, and the original killers were killed themselves by this woman. Dull, predictable, boring. Don't watch it. Strangers Part 3. Yuck. I would not recommend it. My third one I'm going to comment on is a great film with Rose Byrne in it. She was nominated for an Academy Award this year for it. It's a small film. It's an indie film, and it's called "I'd Kick You If I Had Legs." What a title! I'd kick you if I had legs. And it's about a woman, played by Rose Byrne, who has a daughter who needs constant medical help, and how her life is going down the toilet, so to speak. Lives in an apartment building, broken water line, destroys their apartment. They have to live in a motel. She's a psychiatrist or a psychologist, and trying to help people who leave babies with her and other crazy things. And her husband's not around, and it just seems like it's one calamity after another. You found out about Mr. Bertelson's Caribbean trip. We found out about the so-called happy ending. She journey does come to grips, and she does being honest with other people for our spiritual journey. Not give into the world of I talked about daily, what it's like to teach in stress and not let it get to her, so to speak. But Rose Byrne is so great in this film. I can't really tell you other movies that she's been in. I know I've seen her, but she's very, very good. So I would suggest I'd Kick You If I Had Legs. And we will look at some more of those movies that I chose. I'm not going to comment about every film that I saw, but some that I think you might want to think about, or maybe some you don't want to think about, the next time we get together. So there you have it, my friends. You found out about Mr. Bertelson's Caribbean trip. We found out about the journey of being honest with other people for our spiritual journey. I talked about what it's like to teach in May. I talked about one of my favorite authors right now, Frida McFadden. And I got to spend time with you. And I look forward to being here again at Mr. B's dinner party, where the fun never ends. I hope you agree. I hope you agree, because I love talking with you and I love sharing things with you. So keep me in mind. I'll be back. Bye-bye for now.
Television dramas and comedic reviews, pet peeves buzzing like honeydew blues, poetry sprinkled like salt on a dish, every word served with a twist and a swish. Belly up to the table, my friend. The feast of thought will never end, from travels far to a spiritual climb. Morsels of musing served in rhyme.
Mr. B's Dinner Party is hosted by Scott Bertelson, edited and produced by Troy Thompson, recorded and distributed at Sunnyside Farm Studios, and platformed by Buzzsprout.
Conversations flowing like fine red wine, world journeys mapped with tales divine. He's hosting a dinner for your hungry mind, a banquet of life where you can unwind. Belly up to the table, my friend. The feast of thought will never end, from travels far to a spiritual climb. morsels of musings served in rhyme.
Subscribe so you never miss an episode and share with your friends. Listen and enjoy every other Wednesday conversational morsels for the mind on Mr. B's Dinner Party.
Reading with Mr. B. Blue pen in the margin, dog-eared pages on the desk, and the whole room leaning in. Favorite writer's favorite lines, he made them feel like friends. 40 years of showing up and making young hearts bend. One more page, one more spark, he could find a door in the dark. Reading with Mr. B. Reading with Mr. B. 40 years Candy Creek. What sticks, what grows, what sets you free. Reading with Mr. B. Reading with Mr. B. You don't just learn to read, you learn to see. He'd ask, what do you notice? When wait for us to try. A shy voice turned to thunder, and he said, tell me why. Notebook full of small brave thoughts, and a desk full of grace. He taught us how to keep our place while reaching for our place. One more page, one more spark, he could find a door in the dark. Reading with Mr. B. Reading with Mr. B. 40 years Candy Creek. What sticks, what grows, what sets you free. Reading with Mr. B. Reading with Mr. B. You don't just learn to read, you learn to see. Now the years stack up like chapters, but his voice still holds the room. Chalk dust kind of honor, a patient, steady bloom. If time is the final teacher, then this much I believe: a good one leaves a shelf of light for the rest of us to read.